Everyone, welcome to today's session on the benefits of gratitude. I'm Michelle Townsend and I'm health practitioner for Salus, working with the power of the mind, working with hypnotherapy and how the mind can actually help change and create wonderful change within our lives, both on the mental aspect and the physical aspect. So today we're going to be talking about the benefits of gratitude. And can I share my screen, Emily?
Yeah, you should be able to.
Yeah, to do so. Let's just do that. Here we go. Let's just share that. So let's just get that on there. So we've got. Can everybody see that? Okay.
Yeah,
that's okay. All right then. So what we've got there is obviously our introduction. So let's go on to the main benefits of gratitude first of all, and I need to go back. There we go. Right. The benefits of gratitude. Now, it's very strongly associated with happiness. Obviously, when we feel a feeling of gratitude, we are connecting into that feeling of happiness, and there are lots of research and things that have been done around it, that it does create more happiness within people and in ourselves. We've also got psychological psychology research that gratitude is strongly associated with our mental and physical well-being as well. So it's good for our mental health, but it's also good for our physical health as well, because it can actually create motivation feelings within us, because it starts to release certain hormones within our body that help us promote those feelings within ourselves. And I'd just like to take this time, this just very short at the very beginning. I really connected to gratitude back in 2010 when I experienced a cancer journey. I was in a situation where my thoughts and my mind could have dragged me in a very, very wrong direction. But I used gratitude tremendously. I used it every day and I used it to help me through. And what I used actually was nature. Obviously, gratitude can be shared between people and we show an essence of gratitude, but it's important that we do gratitude for ourselves, where we are actually associating it to us, for us. And that's where I went into it with my healing journey. I used to just step out in the garden and just go and look at the leaves on the trees and just look at the veins in the leaves, and just used to feel grateful that I could see them, that I was there in the garden to actually have the garden or be outside in nature. So that's where I tend to get people focused with it, because I found it very, very helpful back then. Now, most people will say, yes, I'm grateful for what I've got in my life, and you know, when in fact they are focusing mainly on material things. And obviously nature, yes, it's a physical aspect. We're grateful for the physical aspects, and that's great. We all need things in our life, that material things that make our life more comfortable, more you know, we can have fun, we have great experiences. But what about if we focus on what we have inwardly? What does gratitude create within us? What feelings, what changes does it create? Well, first of all, when we are grateful for things around us, or grateful for just being able to sit in the chair or whatever it may be that we're grateful for, it creates more to be grateful for. When we practice a place of gratitude, a feeling of gratitude, it projects us into more gratitude. So it's back to that, we get what we focus on. So if we focus on gratitude, we're going to start to experience more gratitude in our lives. It also creates that balanced mindset. So it's about using things such as nature. I always go back to nature. I apologise if I keep repeating nature, but if we go out in nature, it can create that much better balanced mindset, feeling grateful for what we can see, what we can hear out in nature, using our senses to create that good feeling within us. So let's just step on a little bit here now, and let's just go a little bit more in depth. What happens to our brain when we are grateful? So it activates the part of our brain called the hypothalamus. And that hypothalamus is where we've got almost like our control coordination center, and it keeps our body stable. It influences our autonomic nervous system, and it manages our hormones, the release of our different hormones within our body. Now, the hypothalamus is actually right in the center of our brain, somewhere in here, right in the center. Now, with regards to our session, obviously for Salus, this hypothalamus is what regulates our energy maintenance and our stress control. So if we can practice a gratitude feeling or response within us, we can start to then change our energy responses and our stress responses, which is where we want to be aiming this today. Obviously, it releases the hormones, it controls appetite, it controls your emotional responses, it controls your body temperature. Obviously, problems that can occur when the hypothalamus isn't working at its best is fatigue, it's weakness, poor appetite, weight loss, lack of interest in things. We lose our motivation, which, you know, we've experienced. So connecting to gratitude can actually trigger this hypothalamus to kick in. Now, what happens is it fires parts of our brain that that creates the rewards. It's our reward system. Now, we all know what it's like when we receive a present. It's like a reward, or it's all good. So we're after that positive emotion we feel when receiving something special. Now, obviously, linking it back to nature, we're receiving the fact that that beautiful thing is in front of us. So we are enjoying being with that nature, being out with nature. That is something special that is being received by us. It can activate the brain stem to produce our brain's pleasure chemical, which is dopamine, and it also boosts our serotonin levels, which in turn creates that pleasure response that we get from the dopamine. So it's really quite fascinating how this hypothalamus kicks in. And it's amazing to know that that gratitude can kick all that into gear. So when we feel thankful or appreciative, it creates a positive emotion within us, creating many health benefits, both mental and physical. So, you know, it is really good when we connect into this place of gratitude, we respond with feelings of generosity and kindness. But let's think about that. We respond with generosity and kindness, but it's also not only to others. Obviously, we respond to kindness and generosity to outwards to people, outwards to animals, to nature, but it's about ourselves as well. It's also remembering that it's this generosity, this kindness to ourselves as well. When we are practicing gratitude, it is bringing that back into us. It's about being there for us as well. And it moves people into experiencing more positive emotions, obviously, from that. What gratitude does also teach us is that no matter what's thrown at us, no matter what we go through, something good will come out of it, because it directs us to look in places where we wouldn't have looked before. It allows us to take a step back and look at it from a different perspective, looking at us how we can deal with that adverse, you know, the trauma that we're going through, and it can even create a new direction in life that you never even thought you were going to go down. So, you know, sometimes these difficult times that we go through can actually be little blessings for us. So, you know, there is even gratitude within that. So it's all quite fascinating how it all works. So what I'd like to talk about now is the actual benefits of gratitude. So let's just click on, I've just put a few on here. I have got some more on a list that I will go through with you. But the benefits of gratitude, and you can see our lovely little face, our emoji there, feeling quite content. I do like to use these emojis because everybody associates with these emojis. That's the reason why I use them. A little bit about the subconscious mind again there. Everybody uses these emojis every day, so they associate subconsciously with them. So that's why I then tend to pop them on my little PowerPoint. So there's another interesting fact for you there. So let's have a look at the ones we've got on the screen there. So you've got, it makes us happier. Being in a place of gratitude creates being in the present moment, the now moment, focuses on our now, brings us back to now. We don't want to keep being in the past and in the future. We keep missing our present moment. It's gone. Once it's gone, it's gone. It reduces stress and anxiety. It gives us that room for perspective, which is what I was just talking about. In that face of adversity, in that trauma, in that place where you are not liking where you are, it gives you that room for perspective where that can create a new direction for you in life. It's almost like taking a step back, gives you that space to breathe. Better sleep. We can grow from trauma. Again, bringing that linking back into that perspective. We change the perspective, it creates a new direction. It boosts the motivation and energy levels, as we've just explained how the brain works, because we feel almost excited to want to do things, or it creates a new direction, a new thought process. Regulates our emotions, which is what our hypothalamus does. So we're reboosting our hypothalamus, and obviously creates better energy. So the ones I put on there are obviously more related. The other ones that we have got is it improves heart health. It reduces loneliness. I mean, obviously, if you're feeling a bit lonely, nature works wonders, doesn't it? Improves our relationships, and I'll go on a little bit further about that in a moment. Protects against burnout. That's a big one for us all, isn't it? Boosts our self-esteem, because it can boost our confidence, because we feel in a better place, a good place. We're thinking positive thoughts more. We're grateful for what we've got. Increases our mental strength. Increases our resilience, because obviously in that face of adversity again, dealing with the face of adversity, reducing symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder, improves physical health and improves psychological health as well. So all those, it's quite a big list there that I've gone through. As I say, I've just listed probably the ones that I thought were more important for you to see there. So what does gratitude feel like? Well, when we're in a place of gratitude, it's almost like you feel a warmth flowing through you. I don't know whether anybody else feels like that, but it's a warmth, or a warmth and a contentment feeling. Our breathing slows down, and that breath then, that space appears within our chest area. So it gives us that space to breathe. It gives us that space, that room for perspective, as we've said. And it also gives us, as I experienced when I used to step out into nature 12 years ago, and obviously I still use gratitude to this day, a feeling of being grounded. It's a chance to reset ourselves, to bring us back into the moment, into the now moment. It's the time to just give you, I mean, we could bring that 7-minute thing that I always share with you back in here. You can blend it all in together. There's lots of different techniques that you can use. So you could bring that feeling of gratitude. Take 7 minutes a day to do your gratitude. Again, that we can add that to your take-home tips that we've got on the end. So let's now step on to, I've got 3 steps to think about gratitude, how we go through gratitude. So let's just go through them very briefly. So we've got steps to gratitude. So first of all, it's important, obviously, to recognise gratitude. We need to recognise what we're grateful for. Now, we first must become aware of what we are grateful for in our own life. Yeah, so we can share gratitude with others, and be grateful to others, but we need to be grateful of what is in our life first. Now that in itself can shift our focus to what is good. We choose a thought in any moment, as I've taught you all that many times before. We have a choice in any moment to think what thought we want to think. So when we place our focus on what's working for us, our mind then allows us to redirect our thought to that. We get what we focus on once again. So rather than focusing on what we don't have, appreciate what we do have in our life. Recognise and appreciate what we do have in our life. This could be as basic as that nature that we're talking about, as mentioned earlier. Everyone has access to nature. Everyone in the world has access to nature. And this is what I utilise to create that change in focus for me. It allowed me to step away from those negative thoughts, that worry, that stress of that journey that was going to take place back then. And it allowed me just to flow through it and just connect away from that. So that's where it's recognising, it's that initial recognising, what am I grateful for? And then it's stepping onto you acknowledging that gratitude. Acknowledge that gratitude, because when we become aware of gratitude, we then start to respond differently to situations around us. We acknowledge that good feeling within us, which in turn then flows from us as our appreciation to others and other things, such as, again, nature, other people, but also, again, bringing that back, not only to others, but also to ourselves, because you are creating that wonderful warmth and contentment feeling within you when you're in that place of gratitude. So acknowledge it within you, acknowledge that feeling. I'm grateful that I have this wonderful feeling of gratitude within me. From that, relationships become strengthened because we are acknowledging that kindness that we're linking into. It's a two-way response between people. It's not only just specific to relationships with people, it's regarding relationships with different things in all areas of our life. So we can apply this to absolutely anything that we wish. So we've recognised it, we've acknowledged it, then it's time to appreciate it. So the power of appreciating gratitude is phenomenal. Give thanks for what you're grateful for. After all, every single part of that it's very, very special to us, isn't it? Every single part of our life and what we're being grateful for, no matter how simple, such as the veins on the back of a leaf, even if you're just looking at the wonderfulness, the fact that it could be in the form of an action, it could be a response, it could just be even the fact that you are grateful. Appreciate the fact that you are grateful. Really value the essence of gratitude. And I always say to everybody, there is always something to be grateful for, no matter what's going on, even if it's just for the feeling of being grateful for reading these words on the screen that you have in front of you right now or attending this session. The fact that you can see them or hear me, depending on who you are, just be grateful for that. The fact that you've taken this time out today to be here today, to listen to this session. Be grateful that you are seeing those words on the screen or hearing my voice, whatever it be. Just enjoy sitting in the chair, enjoying this session. That is powerful gratitude within itself. It's so simple, but it's powerful gratitude and should create that warmth and that response. As soon as you recognise it, acknowledge it, and then appreciate it, you will start to feel it flowing through your body. You'll start to feel that warmth and that contentment. So moving on now, that's a few take-home tips. So we've spoken about how the mind works. We've spoken about what gratitude can do for us. We've also given sort of a 3-step technique to acknowledge it within ourselves, to become aware of it. So what can we do? What if we want to continue in a place of gratitude? How can we do this? what things can we put in place that are going to enable us to practice this and create a good, wonderful new habit for ourselves. Because with gratitude, we can think of it as like brushing our teeth. We brush our teeth every morning and every evening. Some people brush them after every meal of every day, whatever is right for you. But practice that gratitude and make it just like you would brushing your teeth. Make it part of your day. And it doesn't have to take many minutes. You could use the 7-minute thing. You could create a new response. So the fact that you are focused, first of all, in that way of gratitude will bring you more to be grateful for. So that's the first instance. You will start to notice more around you to be grateful for. You'll start to look at things in a different perspective because that's what you're practicing in that way, that emotion, that feeling, connecting into it. Recognise, acknowledge, appreciate. So what physical things could we actually do to actually create a gratitude practice? Salus has shared many times before regarding the gratitude jar, so we'll get to that in a minute. So the first one, I wanted to start your day with a grateful heart. Start your day with a grateful heart. Oh, I've woken up today. I've opened my eyes. Another day ahead. Just be grateful that there is another day. Say whatever you feel you want to say in the morning to you, just to give you that reassurance, that contentment that brings you into that place of gratitude. Start a gratitude journal. So, and to be honest, when I was choosing this picture for this page, I chose this because I want you just to have a little look closely at it. Look at the artwork that person has written on those pages there. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be words. It could just be drawings in your focus of gratitude. It doesn't have to be words. And I really was drawn to that picture there. And I thought I need to use that to help with these tips today. So it doesn't have to be words, it could be drawings. If you like drawing or you're an artist in some way, draw. Spend time in your gratitude journal just drawing a picture. Or write your words or quotes, or start to find out more quotes and make a note of quotes. But it could be absolutely anything that goes in your gratitude journal. So the other one that you can expand on regarding the gratitude journal is to start journaling. And again, that's probably entails a little bit more writing. If you maybe write down how you're feeling, you could start to write down. Some people find when they write down how they're feeling, whether it's a positive or a negative, actually it creates a release and a let go for them. So that's a really good way that you could do that, you know. Grateful for any, you could, with a gratitude journal as well, write 3 things at the end of the day that you're grateful for. You could even start the day with 3 things that you're grateful for as well. You can adapt this to you, what's right for you. So I'm just giving you ideas here. There's lots and lots of ways you can work with these journals or with these things. The gratitude jar, as we said, Salus has used this many times before. Write 1 sentence every day that something that you're grateful for, and drop it into the jar. And then when you are in times of trouble, stress, worry or concerns in life, dip yourself into that jar, pull one out, shake it up a bit, pull one out, looking for some positive guidance, and it allows you to refocus. Just that little prompter on that slip of paper, those positive responses that you've put in. And sometimes all we require is that refocus. And that little slip of paper can refocus you for the rest of the day. It can be an excellent response to kickstart you back into the right direction. So make gratitude fun. Think about what we said about the take-home tips today. Make it fun, make it inspiring. Make it a new habit for life. Make it part of life, as if you brush your teeth. and honour your space. Bring the 7-minute rule in if you want to, your little timer. It works well, whatever way that you want to do and work with that. So I hope you found that helpful there. So I'd like to ask anyone now, have they got any suggestions for gratitude?